Shalom.
Shalom.
This is Awake, O Israel Ministries. We do
Awesome.
thank and praise the Most High, Ahaya,
Go ahead, Josh.
Ashah Ahaya, Bahashem Yeshaya,
Yes.
Rawat Kudash,
The Holy Spirit.
for this opportunity to be
Come on.
here on in front of you. Today's name of the lesson is Satan's attack on women. Satan's attack on women.
And
there is a satanic agenda.
And please listen close.
Not only towards women, but it is.
Go ahead, Josh.
Men are involved in it, but it is aimed towards the weaker vessel. The Bible says the woman is the weaker vessel.
That's right.
So we're going to do a two-part lesson, two-part Bible lesson on this, because this is a very deep issue, but it's a very fixable issue. And we're going to show you the severe root of this and what happens when this spirit or this spirit is allowed to run unopposed.
That's right.
We are mainly talking about tonight the masculine spirit woman, and we're going to touch on that and show you how the story of Ahab, Elijah, and Jezebel has to do with the way Satan uses strong or
come on, Josh. That's right.
Masculine women to destabilize things. So
listen up close, because this is going to be really good.
In the culture we live in America, we live in a progressively feminine culture.
Go ahead.
And this is not a lesson against or on attacking women, or but we do live in a very progressively feminine culture here in America, meaning that the emphasis of the society is pushing women's rights, women's liberation for the last 50 or so years.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is we all know that women cannot do what a man can do. And the reason the Bible is being pushed out of society, one of the reasons is because the feminist movement and the lesbian movement hates the Bible because it puts women in place. It puts the woman in her rightful place.
Mm-hmm.
And it exposes the real reason we're in this position to begin with. We're going to touch on some things, some brief things here tonight. We're going to do a part 1 and part 2 of this lesson because it's very deep. We're going to show you how we're going to show how the stories of the garden with Satan, Adam and Eve, and the story of Elijah, Jehu, Ahab, and Jezebel work into this satanic agenda against women
Mm-hmm.
and men. But see, Satan, and we'll learn this, although he is a male entity, he is more wired to go after women. Why? Because
It's in the breakdown. That's right.
women, Satan is a feminine spirit, a masculine being, but he's feminine in the way he attacks. That's why he can't get to men without women. He has to use women to attack men.
Bring it, Josh. That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Just scoot over just here. Good.
Let's
Good,
go
Josh.
to the book of Genesis. Chapter 2, verse, I think 21.
Josh has been bringing me bits and pieces all week. It's really going to be good. So pay attention and let's learn something. Let's. I'm just going to throw a bone out there to you today. Now you're going to realize why there's so many women in the church, and there's less men. Genesis 2, Tony. Josh?
He said 2:21.
Bring that light over closer, Josh. If you can move it closer to the table.
2:21.
Can you move it closer this way? Good, Josh.
2:21, I think.
2:21? Good, perfect, Josh. All right. Genesis 2. We'll wait for Josh. We'll wait for you to get it, Josh. 21.
Okay. So, because we have to go to the beginning of everything.
That's right. To break it down right.
Verse.
The floor's coming good.
So, just to set the context, God placed Adam in the Garden of Eden, and God then told Adam to see and name, and gave Adam authority over the creation. So, originally, women were not given authority over anything. Only the male was given authority to run the earth.
That's right. Come on.
Right? Now, of course, we know that Adam was a black, but that's not the point of the topic. Men in general were set up by God to run society, not women.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Read verse 21.
All right. Genesis 2.
21.
21.
Mom, you want to read?
No, you said that to me.
All right.
Okay.
You can
Read that.
one. And the Most High caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam.
Read.
Adam. And he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And the rib, which the Most High Power had taken from man, made he a woman.
So God made the woman out of Adam. So she would be weaker by nature than Adam, and more susceptible to certain things than Adam. That is why women have a heightened sense of emotion more than men.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice that any woman has a higher sense of emotionalism in her wired than men. Not saying that men are not emotional, but women are much more emotional than we are as men. That's one of the characteristics that Eve was created with. Read.
22. And the rib which the Most High had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man.
Read.
And Adam said.
And who said?
Adam.
Not God said. So God did not name the woman. Adam did.
Right.
And God did not marry them.
That's right.
Adam did.
Come on. This is now bone of my bones.
So this is my wife. Stop. So Adam is functioning in the role that God created. See, he saw the woman,
Mm-hmm.
He named her and told her her function.
Yeah, where do you see a pastor marrying somebody?
Adam married them, not God.
Come on. This
So-
is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman.
She shall be called what?
Woman. Womb. Man.
So
Womb.
Adam named, now we could postulate that's okay. While this was happening, Satan was already in the garden, right?
That's right.
So Satan was in the garden, and most likely he saw what happened at the anatomy of a man when he encounters a woman, because they had no clothes on. Remind you, this was before clothes. Yep. So Satan understood already that he could use the woman against, or use the woman to counteract the man,
That's right.
based on the weakness that, or her being made or created out of him. So, and that's another key thing. Sexualness or heightened sexuality is a tool of Satan against men and women,
Wow.
because it robs the woman of her role that God really made her for. Not that he didn't make her to have children, but that is not the function, the main function that God created women. The only thing that God made a woman for is not sex. So heightened sexuality is a tool that Satan uses to counter or to put nature out of balance.
That's right.
That's why everything is so hypersexual on TV, because Satan is using women to destroy their own image.
Wow. Come on.
So, and Adam said, "This is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken from out of man." Read.
Okay. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
So a woman shall not leave.
Mary, it's 4:30. We put the chicken in.
Not 4:30 yet.
It's 4:30 now.
It's 4:25.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, put it in.
So here's the order, right?
Okay.
A man is supposed to seek out the woman, right?
Uh-huh.
So a woman is supposed to have learned her function already
Come back. Okay.
before she is married. Women are
Come on,
supposed
that's
to
right.
know their function in relationships already before they're married. Not only their sexual function, but their physical function outside of the bedroom.
And their responsibilities. That's
And
right.
what are they to do in the home? They are to know to cook, to clean, to how to take care of children already. This is not stuff they should learn. They should already have experience with this from being in their mother's house.
And that's
So
what the mother's been
that
taught,
is-
right.
And we're going to go into that with therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife, and the two shall be one flesh.
That's right.
And they were both naked, and the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. So
That's
there was
right.
no sense of shame. So now Satan is trying to recreate this today by declothing women, making them believe that it's all right for them to flaunt their flesh.
Come on.
And so
You
because
see it everywhere,
because
not
he-
just TV, John.
because he's effeminized or hypersexualized men believe it's natural for women to walk around showing their whole body.
In this society, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Go to Genesis 3:1.
3:1. Okay, Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more supple than any beast of the field which the Most High Power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Mm. So Satan, notice that Satan did not go after Adam,
Come on,
right?
come on.
Satan understood something about the male energy, that he couldn't handle the male energy by himself.
Come on.
So the male's energy is undefeatable. Satan knows that a man under the right vibration with the Most High, he cannot stop.
Wow.
Or let's say this, a man and woman under the right vibration, connected, plugged into the Most High, correct, are unstoppable. So what Satan has to do is he has to counterbalance that or counteract that. And the way he does it is he aims at the woman. He does not aim at the man.
Awesome, Josh.
Not saying that men cannot be tempted. Of course, men, but men, for a man to be tempted, usually it has to be involving a woman or something that he doesn't have or feel that he needs. Read.
And he said unto the woman.
And he said unto who?
The woman.
The man.
The woman.
The who?
Look at that. He's talking to her only. Yea.
So.
Woman.
So. Notice, he's not talking to Adam because he knows he can't talk to Adam, because that's not Adam's function to listen. Adam's function was to lead, direct, and name.
Come on.
Right?
That's right.
Adam's function was not to listen. Notice that women always listen or have a heightened sense of listening. It's very hard to get a man to listen to certain things.
That's true.
And that's not because, and notice that a lot of men, we think we know everything. And that's not saying we do, but it's hard to get a man to listen. Why? Because think about it like this. If a man doesn't need a lot of things to be content. Honestly, if he has a woman, he's content. Everything else really is regardless to him. As long as he has his woman next to him, he's secure.
That's
but
right.
now, see, women are different. Their natural desire is not first towards men. It's really towards knowledge. That's why women get worried easily about nothing. Like a woman will say, we're out of food, so she'll worry us up a storm, but then her husband or a man will go get some food. Or she'll worry about a bill when he's going to pay the bill tomorrow. Right? She'll worry up a storm over nothing. Because women are naturally more worrisome, more heightened emotional over things.
That's the way they are.
And that's not attacking, that's just the truth.
How true.
Read.
Where are we? What verse?
Verse 3. And
Get Mary.
And the woman said.
No, it's but.
Verse.
And the, 3.
Yeah.
2.
Two.
The woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden.
Trees.
Right.
Trees. Right.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden,
Mm-hmm.
Most High Power has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
So
this was a command.
So the point here was
Mm-hmm.
that Eve should have walked away as soon as she said that to the devil, to Satan.
That's right.
That should have been the end of the chapter.
End of the conversation. That's right.
Because, see, he already knew he had the woman going. So he could keep leading her into a more pointless discussion when she told him what it was. She told him that God said, don't eat. If you eat or touch, you die.
So he questioned the Most High's.
No, he worked on her
emotion,
her desire to know more.
Wow. Yeah, that's good, John.
Now, Adam wasn't here.
Right.
He wasn't near his woman.
There was someone
I got it. I got it. That's good, John.
He was working on her desire to know.
Right. Wow.
Because women's desire is not to the men originally. Women's desire is to know or for knowledge. Men's desire is towards the woman. Read.
And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, but
For the Most High.
the Most High doeth know that it in the day ye eat thereof is a lie,
Then
and
your
your
eyes-
eyes shall be opened while ye live, and ye shall be as gods.
And who shall be?
Ye shall
You.
You, Eve, not
You,
Adam.
Not Adam.
Because Adam was already created on the level of God.
Come on.
be knowing good and evil.
So Eve was promised godhood
right.
by Satan. So,
Wow.
or
That's why
equality with men.
Wow.
So the satanic agenda for women
Take
has
your time.
always been feminism and equality.
Since the garden, Josh.
So Satan's aim is to get women discontent with just being what God created them to be, and to try to get them to want to be God or like the man.
Wow.
Because men are created on the level of God according to the Bible. Women are not. Men have always been on the level of God.
Oh, there's some women listening right now. I know they're not happy with this, but you know what? This is the word.
But
And when
what verse are you on?
6, and when the woman saw
Wait, and
Wait.
when the woman looked,
that
she's already tempted or
Come on.
intrigued.
Come on.
Read.
the tree was good for food,
So the lust of life, food. Read.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food
yes,
and that it was pleasant to the eyes.
The lust
Look
of
at
the
that.
eyes.
Come on, wow, the pride of life. Wow. And a tree to be desired. Wow.
To do what?
Lust, to make one wise.
To make one what?
To make one wise.
To
Wow.
to do what?
To make one wise.
So
wait a minute.
so the key there is to make one wise. So women seek knowledge before men.
Wow.
Now, the other reason that Satan was aiming at women, because Satan is a masculine being, but he operates on the feminine energy. In other words, he can't deal directly with a male spirit. It's too strong for him. That's why he got kicked out of heaven. Because he was tired of dealing with the Most High. Right?
Yes.
So he had to come down. So Eve saw and lusted, and her desire for knowledge, not for man, but for knowledge to make herself God, not to make them God, because Adam was already God, or on the level of God.
Wow. Look at these powerful words. She
Took
took.
of the fruit thereof,
Uh-huh.
and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
See, now wait a minute now. But she didn't tell him what went down.
Go to verse
See what happened there?
15 and 16 now.
Okay, I'll read that. 15 and 16. Ready? And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, trouble, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Read.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow
Mhm.
and thy conception.
Read.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Now, see, Now, why would the Most High say this? Because originally,
Mhm.
Eve's desire was not towards Adam; it
That's
was
right.
toward knowledge.
Right. Wow.
That's deep.
It is.
Originally, see, women don't originally desire men; they desire to know.
Men desire women. Right.
So Satan will set up a society that will promote women having independence away from men
That's what they're
to
doing.
drive
Yeah.
the sexes apart so they can't procreate
Wow.
and create something that can crush Satan. Or he will allow a imbalanced male to be with a imbalanced female, and they will create an imbalanced seed
Oh wow.
that can never crush him because they will never know what they are.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Josh.
So unto the woman, he said, I will
Mhm.
greatly multiply thy sorrow and conception.
Wait, stop. I just want to say something right there. There's women all over the world that want so much drugs and needles to take away that pain. You see, the Bible can never lie. No matter what you take in that room, you're going to have pain with that
And
child.
thy desire shall be toward thy husband.
Uh-huh.
So originally, as we just read in the first 4, 5, 6 verses, Eve's desire was not towards Adam. It was towards knowledge.
Wow.
And he shall rule over you. Now, because Adam, now here's a little
Rule means not to lord it over you, not to
right.
beat you, but to have dominion like he had in the garden.
Now, what happened with if Adam, why did Adam and Eve, why did when we read about in the verses above this about when the Most High found out and he was talking to Adam and Eve, think about this. If Adam had owned up to what he did, nobody would have fallen. There would have been.
Wow, that's right. Look at
Now, why did he blame the woman? Think about this. Adam blamed Eve because if he probably thought in the back of his mind that if he didn't, that then the Most High would have killed the woman. So he was protecting his woman by blaming her instead of that's just something to throw around. So the whole picture here is Satan separates and then uses the woman or the feminine spirit or the feminine against the man. That's always the agenda.
That's right. Come on.
Now, let's go to Kings. First
right.
Kings.
First Kings.
First Kings
Where, Josh?
chapter 18.
18. Okay.
Chapter 18.
Okay. Where do you want to start, Josh?
So we're going to go into the book of First Kings chapter 18. And I want to, now, it doesn't give us the whole story, but we're just going to read a couple of verses and jump. And we're going to finish this tomorrow night, because we're going to show you the economy here of a effeminate male, a masculine woman in the story of Ahab and Jezebel.
Wow. Elijah returns to Ahab. Now, where do you want to start from the beginning?
Verse 14.
All right.
Verse 16
16.
through 18.
Can't read this, Mary. All right, 16. All right, 16? Okay.
Now, as we're going to go to 2 Kings as well. Read.
So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel?
So notice the spirit. Now, we all know that Ahab wasn't the real ruler of the nation.
Right.
His
come on.
wife was.
Wow.
No, he was a figurehead for his wife. That was Elijah's problem. So the first spirit, the first sign of a weak male is he always tries to deflect blame for something onto someone else.
Wow.
Like women. Women, a lot of times women will deflect blame for something. Right?
That's right.
Read.
Art thou he that troubled Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and
Read.
thy father's house,
Read.
in that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Most High.
The what?
The commandments.
Read.
And thou hast followed Balaam, the devil. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel,
Read.
and the prophets of Baalah 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table.
So
Wow.
So brothers and sisters, we see the dichotomy of this. Jezebel was the real ruler of the nation. So the prophets that sat with her were effeminate male energy. Okay,
Come on.
they were weak male men.
Come on.
Okay, a lot of times when you have a dominant woman, she will always have a weak simp male running behind her, because that male always he can't own up to being a man, so he'll submit and expect the woman to take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
Or run his life for him. And as well in church, think about this. Why are predominantly churches today mostly women?
Come on.
Because the male authority, if you can say that, the pastor wants let's say it like this: the hold on, because this is deep. Because the Bible was written to men through men, right? So
that's right.
Biblically, you are supposed to have men, and the men are supposed to direct everything. Now we have a society where religiously, well, we don't deal with church,
right.
But religiously, predominantly, when you go into church nowadays, it's all women, because that's showing you the truth of who really runs churches. Men don't run the church no more; women do.
Mm-hmm.
And the authority, or the male authority, is effeminate. They're men outside, but they're inwardly they're not, because they would be predominantly men if they were real men. They could, because they would set things in order. They wouldn't let women run the church.
Come on.
So
what are women doing in the pulpit?
So Jezebel, Jezebel could feel comfortable surrounded by men because these men were weak, effeminate men who were afraid of her.
And the proof is too, they were false prophets. They weren't the real prophets.
Because the real men of God
Mhm.
who sought to put Jezebel in line,
Uh-huh.
she was killing them.
That's right. Come
So
on.
a Jezebel spirit or a spirit like this will always attach itself to weak men and detach itself from the strong spirit of a man who seeks to bring that spirit under subjection or
That's right.
correct
That's right.
or correction.
Amen.
So that's let's go to chapter 21.
In Kings, Josh, First Kings? Okay. 21, right? Ahab and Naboth's vineyard.
Go to chapter 20, verse
20.
35.
35? Oh, not 34? Okay. Okay. Everybody ready?
Read.
Mary, you have it? Go ahead, Mary.
Hold on.
Oh.
I
This
need
is
to
good. This
see-
is real good. This
I
is
need
deep.
to see if
It's
we're
pretty deep, Tony. It's good. No, it's good. Look how long ago, Tony, this feminism started.
let's go to verse 40. No, 38 then 40.
All right.
Mom.
So the prophet,
Hold on. Go ahead, Mary.
so the prophet departed
Uh-huh.
and waited for
Sorry, go
the king
Uh-huh.
by the way, and disguised himself with ashes upon his face.
Uh-huh.
So Ahab was running away from Elijah, because he was afraid that him. Read
Number 40.
verse 40. Read.
And as thy servant was busy here and there, he was gone. And the king of Israel said unto him, so shall thy judgment be thyself.
Be.
Read.
So let judgment be. Right.
Thyself have decided
It.
Decided it.
Read.
And he, again, Mary.
And he hastened and took the ashes away from his face. And the king of Israel
Discerned.
discerned him that he was of the prophets.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is very key and deep. Remember that Ahab was running away from the prophets, or because the prophet was sent there to do what? To execute judgment, or to either judge, kill him, or correct him. So the spirit of an effeminate male will always pick up the strong spirit of a real man of the Most High, because it's always set in order to put him in order.
Wow.
So that is, see, he was running away, but still that spirit inside of him picked up that the man in front of him was a prophet. Let's go. That's all I want.
In Kings, Josh. Is that enough in Kings? Okay. It was good, John. Real good, man. Good stuff.
Hold on, everybody. Think about it.
So this is a lesson on not control. Man is not supposed to control anyone, but his rightful place is to rule. His rightful place is to have his family in subjection, his family under him spiritually, not physically, not hurting anyone. But he's lost that because of the agenda of the government, the agenda of the world, of Satan. Satan owns the world's governments. So his aim is to do just what Joshua said, to take away the strength and the power of the man and turn it over to the woman. And we'll make excuses. Men will make excuses. Well, you know, we all have to work. I can't make it on my own. My wife has to work, and that's not a big problem. That's not too bad. But there still has to be some rulership. Amen. It's got to be a leader. It's got to be someone who is hearing from the Most High. And we're blessed that my son is a good teacher. He's bringing good lessons. And I spoke to him about this 2 years ago. I said, now it's time, Josh, for you to seek the Most High and more in prayer longer, and he'll give you everything that you want, that he wants you to say. I don't believe a true man of the Most High should copy other people's messages.
Go to verse 20, chapter 21.
21, Kings. Where, Josh? I'll read it there.
Verse, start at the top, 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay. Ready, everyone? We there? And Naboth said to Ahab, the Most High forbid me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. And Ahab came unto his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him.
So, stop. So if you read the first 5 or 4 verses of 1 Kings 21, you'll see that Naboth refused to give the king land. So instead of just taking it, right, and saying, okay, he said no. What does this man do? He goes home disquieted and displeased. Now, what's the important thing about that? A man shouldn't get upset because another man tells him no. But with a feminine male like Ahab was, this man got upset because he was told no by another man. Okay? I'll
be right there.
um
I'll be right there.
no. Now let's see. Go read from verse. Go to verse. Pick it up with verse 6.
And he said unto her, Because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and he said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard.
So instead of just taking, instead of Ahab just being all right, he had to go complain and cry to his wife. Right now, a man should never go cry to his wife. Think about this. This is the king of Israel. Why is he crying to his wife? Because his wife was the real king of Israel. He was a weak man.
Semite. That's right. Come on.
Who,
For it,
Where are you? Hold on. Wait, where are we?
end of 6,
Go ahead.
for at it, and he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard. And Jezebel, his wife, said unto him, Doest thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let him
Not thine.
thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth, just like.
Wow.
Keep reading.
read?
Go ahead.
So she wrote letters in Ahab's name. Look at that. And sealed them with his seal. Wow. So she was really running the nation, Josh. And sent the letters unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letters, saying, Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on
Now,
high.
so you see the pseudo spirituality of a masculine spirited woman,
That's right.
right?
Come on.
Like a lot of these so-called Christian, so-called women pastors
Come
talking
on.
about,
Wow, watch out.
let's go on a fast for this, right?
Wow.
This is the same. First of all, God did not tell you to run anything.
That's right.
God told you to be under a man.
Come on.
I want to show. I forgot something.
Go ahead.
Go back. Go to 1 Kings 16:29.
All right.
Here we go, Tony.
I'll read this. 29. The reign of Ahab. All right. 1 Kings
Oh, 16.
16:29. Take your time.
16. Oh, got it.
All right. And in the 38th year of Ahaz, king of Judah, began Ahab, the son of Omri, to reign over Israel. And Ahab, the son of Omri, reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years. And Ahab, the son of Omri, did evil in the sight of the Most High above all that were before him.
Read.
And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of
Ethabel,
king of the Zidonians.
the Zidonians. So what happened? Wait,
Wow.
let me go there.
Wow. Go ahead, brother.
I said 1 Kings 16.
Is it right? He was
He was chosen by the devil, Mary.
a Zidonian,
Mm-hmm.
and they served Baal.
Uh-huh.
Baal.
So
And went and served Baal.
So
worshipped him.
so now so see this.
Wow.
Whenever a
Come on.
man is weak spiritually,
Come on,
he will seek a woman
let that spirit in.
who will allow him to be beneath, who will allow that hold on. And he reared up the altar of Baal in the house of Baal, which he built in Samaria, and he made a grove and an altar, and did more to provoke the Most High God of Israel than any of the kings before him. So we see the spirit of this weak. First of all, this brother Ahab is already out of connection with the Most High because he's breaking his law. Now he's making it worse by marrying a pagan who isn't even under the covenant, and he's not going to bring her under the covenant. What he's going to do, he's going to allow her to do her own thing, and he's going to follow her. He's going to worship her.
Wow.
Because the gods of these pagans were hermaphroditic spirited gods. In other words, they were feminine, really feminine gods. Baal was a homosexual god or a feminine god.
Wow.
These weren't masculine gods because pagan societies don't worship masculine spirits. They worship feminism. Okay. Go to 2 Kings. Wait. We were in chapter 21, right?
2 Kings, right? 21?
No. 1 Kings 21.
No, he just said go to 2 Kings.
No, we're gonna go back to 21.
1 Kings 21.
1 Kings
I
21.
just want to see.
Okay.
So in verse 11 it says, and they met the and the men of the city, even the elders and the nobles who were the inhabitants of the city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it is written in the letters. So not only were this spirit work on the king, now it's starting to affect the other men. Now they're starting to fall under that vibration.
What verse are you in on 21?
Well,
12? Okay.
Now because Ahab wasn't strong enough to do this himself, he didn't want to confront Naboth the Jezreelite himself. He had to go get the real king of Israel, his wife, to do it for him.
Wow. Wow.
I just want to read a couple more verses, then we'll go to 1 Kings.
Boy, that is reveling.
2 Kings chapter 9.
Yeah, that's reveling in the church, man. That's really white.
They proclaimed a feast or a fast.
Where are you? What verse?
Verse 12, 13.
Oh, 13. Hold on. Wait.
13.
Go ahead. And it shall.
No,
I will.
No, 12. They proclaimed a fast and set Naboth
You said 21.
on high.
we went 12.
Hold on.
And they came to two men, the children of Baal.
Wait. You said 21? 2 Kings or 1 Kings?
1 Kings.
Oh, that's why. I'm sorry. Okay. Hold on. Let me get it, Josh.
So what happened was they ended up killing Naboth.
Right.
Now, remember, Naboth's problem was not with Jezebel.
I mean, okay, I got it.
If you read the first 6 verses, it was with her husband. So why wasn't Nimrod, not Nimrod, Ahab. I was thinking
That
of
was good.
Nimrod. Nimrod.
That's okay. They proclaimed it
Why
first.
wasn't Ahab? Why was I thinking of Nimrod?
It's okay. Go ahead.
Ahab wasn't man enough to approach and take it for himself. He went away disquieted and disappointed. Why? Because the words of another man.
Wow.
And that's how that spirit works. It emotionalizes men.
Come on.
Now let's go to 2 Kings. We're going to close in 2 Kings.
Where, Josh?
2 Kings.
Did you get out what you had to say, though? It was good, Don. It was really good tonight. That was good, brother. 2 Kings, you were.
I want 2 Kings chapter 9.
9. Okay. 2 Kings 9. All right. Where we going, Josh? What verse? 2 Kings 9.
2 Kings
Elisha.
chapter. Now, let's go to verse 14
All right. Verse 14.
to get a little context. So read.
Okay, hold on. Let me find it. 11, 12, 13, 14. Ready? So Jehu, yeah, same thing. Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimski, conspired against Jerome. Now Jerome had kept Ramoth Gilead, he and all Israel, because of Hazael, king of Syria. But King Jerome was returned to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds which the Syrians had given him.
Mm-hmm.
When he fought with Hazael, king of Syria, then Jehu said, "If it be your minds, then let none go forth nor escape out of the city to go to tell it in Jezreel."
Mm-hmm.
Jezreel. So Jehu rode in a chariot and went to Jezreel, for Jerome lay there, and Ahaziah, king of Judah.
Now, who
was
were these
come
two
down
men? Joram
to see
and
Jerome.
Haziel. Ahaziel and Joram were the sons of Jezebel.
Wow.
Now she had put these two in rulership over Israel, and now who is Jehu? Jehu is a prophet who was entrusted in wiping out the house of Ahab. So Jehu is going to end up killing these two men. Now, which shows you the deadliness of the spirit of effeminacy and what it ends up killing men that have it. That's the danger of this spirit. It's a death spirit. Read.
And there stood a watchman on the tower in Jezreel, and he spied the company of Jehu as he came and said, "I see a company." And Joram said, "Take a horseman and send to meet them.
Mhm.
Now let him say, is
Is it peace?
it peace? So there went one of on horseback to meet him and said, Thus saith the king, is it peace? And Jeru said, What hast thou to do with peace? Turn thee behind me.
So this is the spirit on these boys, right? They know that Jehu is coming after them to kill them, and they want to still be at peace
Huh.
because they're not equipped to deal with the spirit of a man.
A godly man, that's right.
And the watchman told, saying, The messenger came to them, but he come out again,
He cometh not again.
cometh not again. Then he sent out a second on horseback, which came to them and said, Thus saith the king, is it peace? And Jehu answered, What hast thou to do with peace? Turn thee behind.
You're breaking that down. Good job. Come right there. Okay, right.
What verse are you on, Mom?
20.
So, and I'll skip to 21. And Joram said, Make ready. And his chariot was made ready. And Joram, the king of Israel, and Ahaziah, the king of Judah, went out each of in his chariot. And they went out against Jehu in the portion of Naboth the Jezreelite. And it came to pass that Joram saw Jehu, and that he said, Is it peace? Jehu then answered, What peace, so long as the whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel
Oh, wow.
and her witchcrafts are so many? So
Wow. That's
So-
our children, his seed.
so this is the seed of a masculine woman, and her children keep talking about trying to be at peace with a man who's sent to kill them. So that
And
spirit, that effeminate spirit,
Does he know who they are, Josh?
these are the children of Jezebel.
And he knows them. He knows them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's awesome, brother.
I'll read that verse again.
And it came to pass when Joram
Joram saw Jehu. Now Joram is the son of Jezebel, and Jehu is a prophet or the man of God sent to kill Ahaziah and Joram. Read.
that he said, Is it peace? Jehu
Is it peace?
and he
They want to be at
answered,
peace.
Sure.
What peace?
Mm.
So long as the whoredoms of thy mother,
Of thy who?
mother,
Of thy who?
mother,
Of thy mother who?
Jezebel,
Who?
and her witchcraft
Wow.
are
So
so many.
Jezebel was a witch.
Wow. And she was ruling Israel. Can you imagine that?
Read.
And Joram turned his hand and fled, and
He did what?
he turned his hand.
So he couldn't take the truth, so he did what? He ran away.
What verse are you in?
23.
That's the nature of a woman. A woman will always run from a conflict instead of taking what naturally women will run away from conflict instead of taking what's coming to them.
And fled and said to
Ahaziah.
Ahaziah.
there is treachery, Ahaziah,
Not Ahaziah. Ahaziah.
Ahaziah.
There is treachery, O Ahaziah. And Jeru drew a bow
Watch
with his
this.
full strength.
So this is a man of God. Now, remind you, this is a man of God,
That's right.
and he's finna do. And he picked up a bow and
With
drew
his
it.
full strength
and-
and smote Jerome between his arms, and the arrow went out at his heart. Wow.
So
And
he did.
sucked down.
This prophet or man of God killed this man because he was trying to defend his wicked mother, who was the ruler of a corrupt nation.
You see how they got rid of.
So this is
the.
the fate of a imbalanced family. A masculine man or masculine woman, Jezebel, a witch, right?
Right.
An effeminate male husband and two effeminate children.
Wow.
Sunk down in his
Chariot.
chariot.
Then said Jeru to Bidkar, his captain, take up and
Mhm.
cast him in the portion of the field of Naboth the Jezreelite. For remember how that when I had thou rode together, that when I had thou rode together, after Ahab his father, the Most High laid this burden unto him. Surely I have seen yesterday the blood of Naboth and the blood of his sons, saith the Most High, and I will requite thee in this plot, saith the Most High. Now therefore take and cast him into the plot of ground according to the word of the Most High.
But
But
when Ahaziah, the king of Judah, saw, he did what? He fled. He ran away.
Wow.
Now, again, this is showing you the nature. Instead of taking what was coming to him, he did what his mother would have did. His mother would have ran
by the
Wow.
way of the
the garden, and
Mhm.
Jeru followed him after him, and said, smite him.
Somebody gets in out of the Israel, Tony.
Also in the chariot. Now watch this. Now we're going to read about Jezebel. What happened to Jezebel?
Mm-hmm.
Go to get verse
Let me read this.
30.
My eyes are just starting to focus.
Verse
I got
30.
Old dust in my eyes. What?
Verse 30.
All right, verse 30. Hold on.
30.
30?
Uh,
All right, ready? The death of Jezebel. And when Jeru was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face
So notice the warfare of a woman.
and tied her hair
Stop. So
ahead.
women can't fight physically with men. Watch
So she
this.
disguised herself.
So what did she do? She put makeup on her face,
And
she let her hair, or she tried to entice the prophet
right.
or
And-
make him lust after her.
Wow.
Remember, Jezebel is a witch. So usually the spirit of a Jezebel, not all the time, will attach itself to an attractive woman. Because for this to even work, Jezebel had to look good enough to entice a man. Now, Jezebel was also the queen or the daughter of a king, so she was probably the most beautiful woman in all of the land of Zidonia, where she came from, or Zidon. Read.
And as Jeru entered in at the gate, she said, had Zimri peace, who slew his master?
So she was still trying to be at peace. She knew what was going to come. She knew. She knew what Jehu was there to do. She was just,
Prolonging it.
trying to flirt her way out of death.
And he lifted up his face to the window and said, who is on my side? Who? And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs.
Now, what is a eunuch? A eunuch is basically a castrated male or a homosexual.
Wow.
Well, let's equate it with that, or an effeminate male.
Wow.
So if These men hated Jezebel. Read.
And he said, thou throw her down. So they threw her down, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the houses, and he trod her underfoot. In other words, with the horses.
And when he was come in, he did eat and drink, and said, Go see now this first woman, and bury her, for she is a king's daughter.
Stop.
Wow,
That's good for now.
that's good. It's real good.
So
I thought the dogs ate her. Oh, okay.
So the moral, see, this is the picture of a dysfunctional family. A out of order man, Ahab, sought out a woman, Jezebel, who was a non-believer, and due to this union, it produced weak men, Ahaziah and Joram.
Wow.
Now, what's the connection to today? Satan knows that the seed of a man and woman will crush him in any context. So he can either make the man and woman not be together or allow them to be together and have a man who is not in order mentally or is not a ruler have a ruling mindset, and he'll allow that man to be with a strong, independent minded woman
Wow.
who will rule over him, just like Jezebel had that spirit of witchcraft and ruled over her sons and her
You know what?
husband.
She might not be in the pulpit, but they're in that church telling that pastor what to do.
So
Oh yeah, we were there. We know.
so that spirit runs rampant in
Mhm.
churches.
Yes, it does.
And how can you tell? Whenever a church is predominantly women, that is a church where that spirit rules. That is why the teaching is so emotionally geared
Hmm.
in a lot of churches, because pastors understand that the way you get a woman to give or do is you have to emotionally stimulate them. You can't. You have to teach a man, but to get women, you gotta stir their feelings up, get them heightened emotionally.
Right. Wow.
That's why a woman will give all her money to a preacher, but usually men won't.
Wow. Good word, Josh. Good lesson, brother. Good lesson.
So, see, the order. See, the order has always been man, woman, God, Christ, man, woman, children.
That's right.
Anything out of that order, it's not God, woman, and man.
That's right. It's evil.
It's not Christ, woman, man, child. It's God, Christ, man, woman, children.
You want to say what you want to finish what you told me today about when you see a dyke with a woman and they try to be like married, they still have that.
Even in a corrupt version of what God made, let's say, look at the male woman, the man woman image.
Listen to this. This is good.
Because even in a homosexual pair, you will always have a male image and a female image. You will have a dyke
Mhm.
and a.
The woman looks like a man, but she's not, and she's with a real pretty girl. Or she's okay. Oh wow, it's terrible.
Or you will have a man,
Mhm.
an effeminate man, or a strong man image, with a girly man or an effeminate man
Mhm.
in a homosexual relationship. You cannot get away from the order. Even in a disordered relationship, there will still be a semblance
Yes.
of the
Yes.
Most High's divine order in
That's
that
right.
relationship.
So that's what you see when you see them like that.
Now, I'm not supporting gay or lesbians, but what I'm saying is, if you look closely, you will still see they still have to have a male woman image,
Mhm. Wow.
because two men can't get together and two women can get together. So they can't really be gay or lesbian. They can appear to be, but once you look at it, it's really not. It is and it's not at the
You know
same
what you're really
time.
saying, Josh? That the Most High never let anybody in the womb be born like that.
Mhm.
That's
They
exactly what-
always seek out the opposite. A
Mhm.
man always seeks out a woman, a true woman image, and a woman will always seek for a male image.
That's a choice lifestyle you make at a certain age because of trauma or something happened in someone's life. The Most High would never make someone in the womb a homosexual or a dyke or a transvestite. What do you call it? What's that other word?
Transgender,
Transgender, whatever you call it today. You know.
LPG.
Okay. Because the Most High doesn't work like that, Tony. You know, He's holy. He will not do that. It's sad, it is, and that people have to go through a life like that, abused by their father or mother, and trauma happens, and they choose that kind of lifestyle because of emptiness, right? In their heart, in their spirit, something missing when they were a child.
So
But there's help. There's help for you.
we understand. So
Hmm.
we're gonna pick this up tomorrow. Shalom.
Shalom.